Hello everyone, today we are breaking down Season 1, Part 1 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Remember to like the video, helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe, and yada yada yada. Let's get to it. The first thing we see is the execution of Order 66 by the Galactic Republic. All the Jedi were identified as traitors to the Republic and executed by the clone troopers. We saw this happen in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, so this is just reminding us that the Jedi are basically gone with a few survivors in hiding. We skip ahead 10 years after those events. We are now on the planet Tatooine, which will sound familiar to anyone who has watched the Star Wars movies. It is where Luke is living with his uncle and aunt, and where Obi-Wan Kenobi is hiding. Inquisitors land in the town of Mos Eisley. Inquisitors are Force-sensitive dark side agents who serve the Sith, who hunt down the remaining Jedi in the galaxy. Some members actually used to be Jedi, but were corrupted to the dark side. We see 3 Inquisitors here. The one in the middle is the Grand Inquisitor. He is the highest ranking member of the Inquisitors. When one joins the ranks, they give up their names, either being called sister or brother. So for instance, the one on the left is Third Sister, though they do call her Reva from time to time. And the one on the right is the 5th brother. So since Reva is the 3rd Inquisitor, she has rank over the 5th one. So the lower the number, the higher the rank. They are looking for a Jedi. They enter a saloon and the Grand Inquisitor goes into a long monologue how the Jedi hunt themselves because of their nature. How they do good deeds and show compassion, which leaves a trail. Even though the smart thing to do is ignore the injustice, but they can't. It is the Jedi code that has been instilled in them. At this point, some people would think, oh, they're talking about Obi-Wan, same planet, also happens to be a Jedi. But it is this man instead, Nari. Reva throws a knife at the saloon owner. Nari stops it with the Force, which gives him away. Nari takes off but is surrounded by the 3 Inquisitors. The Grand Inquisitor wants to interrogate him and tells the others to prepare him. Reva has other plans and tries killing him. The Grand Inquisitor stops her with the Force and sends her backwards. This gives enough time for Nari to make his escape. Reva and the Grand Inquisitor have a chat. He's not happy with her and she is not happy with him. She wants to hunt bigger prey, not these no-name Jedi. She wants to go after Kenobi. The Grand Inquisitor tells her he is not hers to find and to get over her fixation with Kenobi, or she will be relieved of her duties. So Reva wants to impress her superiors, like Lord Vader. And Nari is not going to do that, only big fish like Kenobi is going to do that. We are still on Tatooine, and we see a whale-like creature known as a crate dragon sticking out of the desert. There is an assembly line of workers who carve the meat, and we see a familiar face amongst them, Obi-Wan Kenobi. As the workers are clocking out for the day, one of them notes that he only got half pay. The man who seems to be in charge of the operation punches the man and threatens to take all of his pay if he whinges some more. Obi-Wan stares at the foreman wanting to do something, but instead does nothing. Obi-Wan knows he can't do anything. If he does, Inquisitors will be onto him. He is here to protect Luke Skywalker and train him when the time comes, and the only way he can do that is if he keeps a low profile. Obi-Wan returns home, which is kind of like a cave, to be honest. He makes some dinner and enjoys his view over the sand. Kinda shows the loneliness and seclusion he lives in. A Jawa comes to visit him, Tika, and he sells him a toy T-16 Skyhopper. A Jawa also tries to sell him a Jedi belt. He said one had crashed into the Dune Sea and they just got done salvaging the ship. This was most likely Nari's ship, the Jedi we saw earlier. Obi-Wan is now sleeping but is having nightmares about the past, about Anakin Skywalker and his wife Padme. Also about his former master, Qui-Gon, and how he promised to train Anakin. He blames himself for what happened to these people. He believes he failed them. He awakes, he says, "Master Qui-Gon?" And he asks if he is there. Qui-Gon is dead, but he can communicate from beyond. I don't remember what episode Yoda said he was going to teach Obi-Wan how to do this. I think it was the 3rd one. Anyways, no one answers and Obi-Wan is alone. He heads out the next morning and spies on Luke and his uncle Owen. Kenobi smiles, seeing that the boy is safe. Luke runs off and jumps on the house and starts acting like he is pod racing or flying some kind of ship. This brings more memories back to Obi-Wan, Luke reminding him of Anakin. Obi-Wan waits until nightfall and drops off the T-16 toy at their doorstep. Obi-Wan is returning home when he is met by Nari, the Jedi who is currently being hunted by the Inquisitors. Nari knows it's Obi-Wan, but Kenobi keeps denying it, saying his name is Ben. Kenobi does admit it and tells Nari to bury his lightsaber in the desert and to live a normal life. Nari does not want to do this. He says there is still a fight. Obi-Wan says no, there isn't. That the Jedi have lost and their time is over. He leaves Nari in the desert. We are now on the planet Alderaan. We see a young Princess Leia playing in the woods when she was supposed to be getting ready to meet her extended family. Queen Brea, her adoptive mother, finds her and is not too happy. This kind of shows the rebellious nature of Leia, that she has always been like this. As the two walk back inside, we see a man watching them from the trees. He is clearly up to no good. We return back to Obi-Wan just getting off work. He is in the town of Anchorhead, readying to go home, when Uncle Owen confronts him. Owen throws the T-16 toy at Kenobi's feet, stating they do not need anything from him. He also calls him Ben, protecting his Jedi identity. Kenobi tells Owen that Luke needs to know there is more to life than just his farm, that there's a whole galaxy out there. Owen tells him again to leave him alone and his family alone. Kenobi asks how the boy is doing. Owen knows he just wants to know if he's showing any signs of Force abilities. Obi-Wan says that is his responsibility. When the time comes, he has to train him. Owen then barbs him, saying, like you trained his father? Kenobi grows silent. Owen says he will not let Obi-Wan make the same mistake twice and tells him that Luke will stay on the farm with his family where he belongs. As Owen is walking away, the Inquisitors start walking towards them. Obi-Wan hides in the shadows, but Owen is stuck in the middle of the street. The Inquisitors are still looking for the Jedi Nari, and are questioning the people if they have any info on his whereabouts. The fifth brother says they will be rewarded if they give any info. Reva says, or you will be punished. The fifth brother is not too happy about this. A woman talks back to Reva and she cuts off her hand. So in a way they are playing good cop, bad cop a little bit. Reva sees Owen and knows he knows something about a Jedi, which is true, just not the one she's looking for. She starts questioning Owen. Owen says he has no love for the Jedi, that they are vermin. Reva does not let up and threatens his family. Obi-Wan is watching all of this still from the shadows. She then screams, saying if someone does not tell her where the Jedi is, that Owen and his family will be killed. Owen looks over to Obi-Wan, seeing if he's going to do anything. Obi-Wan just continues to watch. Owen, I think, does not like the Jedi, but he still keeps Kenobi's secret, which is quite noble of him. I think Obi-Wan would have saved Owen if it escalated further. Reva puts her lightsaber to his throat, demanding info from the crowd. The fifth brother puts a stop to this. He tells the crowd rewards will be given for any info, and him and Reva leave. She's not happy about this either. The fifth brother stops her in the alley to yell at her for her impulsiveness. She is sick of wasting time here, she says. The fifth brother realizes that the Grand Inquisitor was right, that she still wants Kenobi. The fifth brother wants to know what she hopes to gain from capturing Kenobi. She says what she is owed. If she captures him, she gains favor with Lord Vader, or maybe she has some personal grudge against Kenobi. And that's why she's going so hard. I suppose time will only tell. We return to Alderaan and meet Bail, the husband of Brea and the adoptive father of Leia. They meet Brea's sister and her family. Leia says hello to her cousin and he basically ignores her. The two are eating at the table together. Nino is his name, I probably mispronounced it, but he's a little jerk, so who cares? He basically makes fun of her for being adopted. Leia comes back hard, saying he is scared of his father and how he is so desperate for his approval, he just acts like him. So he has never had an original thought of his own. Nino is hurt by this. Once again, you see that Leia has always been quick-witted with a sharp tongue. In the next scene, Leia is being talked to by her parents about her rudeness. She states he was being rude first. Bail tells her how this planet will look to her to lead one day, how she will be part of the Senate. Basically, a bunch of foreshadowing. She's supposed to apologize to her cousin, but instead, she runs off to the woods. Bail informs Brea that she has left. He tells one of the guards to send a unit after her. We then see the devious man from earlier, and Leia runs up to him. His name is Vect. She asks him what he's doing here. He says he was waiting for her. 2 more goons to show up ready to grab Leia. She's able to elude them for a while. The goons need to work on their cardio, is all I'm going to say, because it should not have taken that long. They do get her, though. We return to Kenobi at his home. He receives a distress call from Bail and Brea about Leia being kidnapped. They want Obi-Wan to go and save her. Obi-Wan tries to come up with an excuse that he has to stay here because of the boy. Bail replies that Leia is just as important as Luke. Obi-Wan says it's been 10 years. He's not what he used to be, and to find someone else. I think he's afraid he's going to fail again, and that is why he is so reluctant to go after her. He failed her father. He failed her mother. He does not want to fail the daughter. Obi-Wan gets off work. He sees the dead body of Nari hanging in the streets. He goes home and Bail is waiting for him. Bail knows where the kidnappers are heading. He tries to convince Kenobi again to go and save her. Kenobi mentions the boy again, and Bail knows that is BS. He tells Kenobi that we all made mistakes, that you could not save her father, but you can still save her. He says there is no one he would trust more with his daughter's life than Kenobi. Obi-Wan is now in the middle of the desert. He has a shovel and starts to dig. Remember what he told Nari to do with his lightsaber, bury it in the desert. It seems that is what Kenobi did. He unearths a box containing 2 lightsabers, his and Anakin's. Vect calls Reva, and it seems that she was behind the kidnapping. She believes that Kenobi will come after Leia because he fought beside her father during the Clone Wars, which she is correct. She has laid a trap for Kenobi, and he is walking right into it. As the Grand Inquisitor said in the beginning of the episode, the Jedi hunt themselves. Kenobi leaves Tatooine. We see his lightsaber on his waist, ready to save Princess Leia. So what did you think of part 1 of Obi-Wan Kenobi? Leave it down in the comments below. And if you want more Star Wars content, please subscribe and like the video. Helps out the channel a lot. Check out the Twitter link in the description below. And as always, have an awesome day.